Hey y'all, we are back again, attempting to record this one more time. We had some issues last time, some audio issues. Should be all worked out now. We'll see how it turns out though. Um, but we will be doing a Fallout 4 playthrough, as you can tell. This one's going to be modded. Um, I'll try to remember to put my load order in the description. We're going to go ahead and skip the intro bit. I literally have a save titled intro skip all set up, um, specifically for the purpose of saying, fuck this shit, I'm not doing the intro. That one seems broken, but that's fine because the only save outside of the let's get at the vault should just be the one standing next to the cryo tube when you first spawn in, so I don't know what that's about, but whatever. Um, Regardless, we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. I don't know why that happens. That's okay. I don't know. That's the only issue I've seen with this mod list is for some reason when it starts up my main load screen, not like it's none of my other load screens, it's just the main one hopping in after the menu is broken. But regardless, we're going to go ahead. We're going to open up the control panel and steal our wife's ring because she's dead and doesn't need it anymore, and we are a greedy bastard like that. So there's a lot of mods I have installed here. Some of the big ones, I have a lot of different weapon mods and such installed. But I've also got some mods installed that specifically affect how firearms perform. So I have Degenerate Dax ammo rebalance, which changes it so that the damage that a weapon does is based on the ammunition it fires. This obviously does not in any way, shape, and or form. I didn't really want Lad's life. I don't need that. This does not affect melee weapons, but it will affect all firearms, at least to the best of my knowledge. On top of that, we do also have Deadeye, which makes it so that headshots are far more potent, effectively. Not necessarily always being an insta-kill. Yeah, sure, I definitely wanted to sit down here. I didn't want to... No. You know what, game? You're right. I really wanted to sit down. Really wanted to sit down. Pain. Pain and suffering. That's what life is about. It's pain and suffering. Can I at least... Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. I just want the loot. What I was saying, though, is I still don't need any of these. Headshots are more potent. Depending on the enemy type, it may or may not be a one-shot, though some enemy types will require some beefier rounds to put them down in one hit, such as like your death claws and such, of course. Then beyond that, I also have direct hit, which means that damage is redone a little bit dependent on where you hit the enemy and what armor and apparel they're wearing. Will change things up. So it should be decently well balanced compared to the base game. Let's go ahead and fill up our health real quick. Get our first pistol that we can actually use because we don't have the pip pad yet. I did say pip pad. I'm using the pip pad mod. I am not using the base game Pip Boy. Sir, I just want the glasses. Partially because, having a perception boost is nice, and partially because Well, frankly, I wear glasses in the real world, so may as well make this goober wear them too. Go ahead and grab these 10mm rounds, this pistol. As you can tell, I obviously also have... I do not want these magazines. I also have mods that retexture and remodel things. This is not the normal 10mm pistol from the base game. This is, frankly, a better one. It just looks way less goofy, in my opinion. Far more reminiscent of old pistols. Jesus fucking Christ. God, those fucking rad roaches, dude. That just... what a way to go. Let's go ahead and loot the last of this shit in here, and then we will get on and going. That should be it, actually. I don't think there's any other junk in here. I'm trying to think of any other mods that I have of note. Like I said, I'll try and remember to put the load order in the description. That way, you know, you guys just can take a look at that and know exactly what I've got. But until then, or not until then, until then for me, you guys can just scroll down and look at it if I actually did it right. But I'll still try and mention mods as we go, as they pop up. You'll see a bunch of them pop up when we leave the vault here, because a bunch of different mods have this thing where they're really cool, and they like to give you a bunch of pop-up messages right when you leave the vault. And I don't inherently hate that, because I like the idea that you start your playthrough, customize your shit, and then play it how you want it. Still a little goofy sometimes, though. Not gonna lie. Sometimes I kind of wish they had just given me those as prompts when I was installing the mods in the mod manager menu, as many other mods do. But, ah well, here we are. Alright, we are gonna go ahead and customize our character up here. I'm not going to change the appearance at all. I will change out, throw those on, and that's all I got to equip, because outside of that I just got the pistols and the baton. So, I will. But, you know, hey. So we will change the name. Do that. It's not my real name, by the way, but it's funny because it's a really unfortunate fucking name. I don't use VATs, so I'm not worried about those so much. I kind of want to leave that as is. I want one in intelligence, or another intelligence, I should say. And I'm thinking I want to go for the Minuteman ending, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to use melee, so we're just going to call it there. We can always add more to these stats as we go anyway. Intelligence is the main one that I wanted to make sure I had boosted because it increases your XP gain, which means I will level up faster. In other games, it wasn't necessarily as big of a feature. It was helpful, right? But it's not as important. In this one, where there is no level cap, so there is no point where you're like, well, yeah, I mean, I get way more XP for doing the same stuff, so I level up faster, but I'm still just going to end up capped at level 60 by the end of the game anyway, right? There's no level cap. Sure, no. Mod pop-ups have started already. Are these all gonna have... Okay, I was gonna say, are they all gonna have Rad-X and a fucking spatula? Yeah, I have the mod that makes Nuka-Cola look like it used to. But we point lookout mod. Nope. Oh. Side detour. We're going to run up here to this little hilltop up here. And see, just up there, there's a little spot where you can get some loot. Frankly, I just want that loot. It's not much. It's just 3 things of water, 2 dirty, 1 purified, but, you know, it's better than nothing. Gonna let all the Creation Club quests pop up. Wonderful. Oh, so wonderful. Come on. We're just gonna grab everything because I want all of the supplies that I can get. A lot of games, you know, if you spend a lot of time early trying to grind, you know, you're getting way less XP because, you know, the enemies aren't worth that much XP, or you're getting way less money because they give you less money or whatever, right? So it's like, there's not a whole lot of point in, like, spending a ton of time grinding in the beginning and then, like, you're super powerful later because you're going to kind of hit a point where that's not really the case anymore. But with the scrap system in Fallout 4 here, that's kind of still just the case. Because scrap is just good. Where's Codsworth? Why is he way the fuck over there? I've never seen him just fuck off over there. That's so weird. But scrap is worth the same at the beginning of the game as it is at the end of the game. So it doesn't really matter when you collect it, it's going to be the same. There's not even, if I recall correctly, any perks that give you more of certain types of scrap. I think you can wear military fatigues under armor. If not, I'm going to be really sad. But I think you can. Desk fan, super helpful. Get them screws. Alright. We are going to spend a little bit of time... A Krognak t-shirt. Okay. We are going to spend a little bit of time looting everything. You're going to see a little bit of how I tend to roll. We're going to be... I don't know. I kind of want to do a Minuteman playthrough, but I kind of don't. I tend to do Minuteman playthroughs. That tends to be my go-to. I think it's the best ending. Like the most good guy ending or whatever. And I just think that they're kind of fun. They just give you more options. But then you also miss out on a lot of quests. So what I might do is I might open shit up a little bit more and do more quests with more factions than I might normally tend to. What the fuck is that other rad roach? I hear it, I just don't see it. Also, real quick, we're just gonna go ahead and turn this fucking music down because as much as I like the classic music, that's a lot. The music is taken straight from some of the classic games. If you didn't know, that is a mod that's on Nexus to add in the classic Fallout music in Fallout 4. I recommend it. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Well, I'll go fuck myself. And I guess I'm not opening that. Wow. Huh. Go fuck myself indeed. Whatever. Just keep looting shit. I don't even know where... There's normally a table back there I could have swore. Hey, there's some more bobby pins. There we go. Some caps, some pre-war money. It's too difficult. So a thing that I like to do is I like to collect all the pre-war money I can find because it has 0 weight whatsoever. And then instead of actually using it for crafting, I like to use it for selling. And the thought process behind that is effectively just that, hey, I don't need that much cloth. You're gonna find plenty of pre-war money. I guess it is free war money because it's free, but you can find, you'll find plenty of it, and it has no weight, so you can carry around as much as you want and no downsides, right? But to make it even better, since it's got no real use because you don't need that much cloth, they decided to make it worth exactly 1 cap. Let me double check that so I don't sound like a complete and total idiot. But it should be worth exactly a cap. Oh no, it's worth 8. Wow, so I just blatantly lied to you. I lied to your face. It's worth 8 caps and has no weight, which is a really good return rate compared to everything else that has weight. It may not even be worth 8 caps. It's hard to say. I think maybe it's something else I'm thinking of. It might be subway tokens that are worth 1 cap and have no weight, which are another thing I like to collect. Regardless, there are a couple items like that that do have value and can be sold and bartered with, but they don't have weight, which is uber, uber, uber helpful. What's not uber helpful is when I miss my shots. I can't wait to see what weapon's on the ground in there. Normally it would be a pipe weapon or a 10mm pistol, because usually those are the only 2 things that you're going to have access to at this point in the game. However, with mods, I have a bunch more early game weapons, which I think is far more interesting. I think everybody just using... It's a fucking snub-nosed 38. Ah, damn it. My initial recording, before the audio just died and just decided to sound like I was deep-throating the fucking mic, I found a 32 caliber SMG there, and I was so thrilled. But nope. Instead, we get a fucking whatever. I found a new one here, and it's suppressed. Okay, it has no stock, granted, but it is suppressed, and that's a fucking upgrade. I guess if you bitch loud enough, the universe just gives you what you want to get you to shut the fuck up. That's not true, by the way. Don't just bitch louder because you want something. If you do that, you're just gonna sound like a little bitch. But fucking luck in that is phenomenal. Now you might be asking, why are you bothering to pick up all the clothing? And to that, my response is, there's not really a reason, and it's just going to get stuck in the workshop, but at least I'll have it there if anybody shows up to my settlement and doesn't have clothes. I'm aware that's not really a good reason. We're just grabbing everything right now, and I'm kind of not paying that much attention to what I'm grabbing. I don't think there's going to be anything good down in here, because I can't get into the actual, like, safe that's down here yet. But we're going to give her a shot anyway. Well, we have some food, some water. I didn't mean to pick up a Deathclaw hand. Hey, that's not bad. I don't necessarily need it for anything right now, but I will never say no to a Deathclaw hand. I don't really want the Burnt Trade magazine, though. Shovel's okay. It's going to give us some steel. More steel is always a good thing. Gold bars. I don't use gold that much in any of my crafting because I don't tend to use energy weapons very much. And from what I recall, they are the main thing that uses gold. There might be something else that I'm not thinking of that also does that I also likely don't really use much. So the gold bars I might keep and I might sell because they are worth a lot. But we'll see. Outside of that, though, probably just holding on to the pre-war money. If you are not worried about, potentially, if you're not going to be doing settlement building or much crafting in general, if you're only going to craft maybe a couple of guns and that's it, I say, you're only going to modify a couple of guns and that's about it. Honestly, my recommendation is to pick up less junk and more just focus on picking up the stuff that's valuable. Any smokable items tend to be valuable, at least for their weight cost. Pre-war money is a good one because it has no weight, like I mentioned. Subway tokens, I think I mentioned. Folders aren't bad either. They have no weight, so they're always kind of nice. They're only worth like maybe a cap a piece, maybe. I don't even know if they're worth that much, but honestly, when it has no weight, it's kind of like, you might as well, you know? Let's see what we get in here. More pistols, more pre-war money. Saw the gold watch in there. Anything with gold is also usually worth a fair bit. So keeping those, I didn't want that. I don't want these magazines. Meeting people, let me, Programmer's Digest. I don't think there's anything else. Wine not. I do feel ashamed, it's okay. Lube. Bognak the Barbarian. I'm not going to do any melee or unarmed or anything, so Grognak really doesn't matter. But the Salesman Weekly will bother me. For anyone who hasn't played Fallout New Vegas, all of these magazines are from New Vegas, and they are single use. So you use them once, and you have that effect for, I want to say, an hour or so, maybe not even, and then it goes away. And they're not bad. They're kind of neat because they can get you out of a pinch where you need, you know, whatever skill it is, but you just haven't leveled into that enough. The problem is Fallout 4 doesn't really require skills like that, so they're kind of useless. They're not in Fallout 4 normally, so it doesn't matter. I have a mod that adds a bunch of things in from previous games and such, and that adds them in, which isn't necessarily terrible. I get it. The idea is to add stuff in from previous games. That was a pretty notable part of New Vegas. I understand it, but it's just not useful enough for me to care. So I don't really keep any of the magazines like that, because there's just no need to. I thought that was an actual lootable corpse for a second, and I was gonna be like, what the fuck? It is not, in fact. Alright, so we're gonna talk to Codsworth real quick. We have already looted everything. You know what? I've decided I don't actually care. Yeah, it was something you said. You know, I just don't find Codsworth funny enough to be worth sitting through a few minutes of dialogue. I just don't care. Because I'm not gonna keep him as a companion regardless. So it's not like I'm gaining anything by speaking to him, really. I only have 8 fucking bullets for it. God damn it. I love how the can is partially fucking burst out. Hell yeah. Oh, god damn it. Fucking, that's a Nuka-Cola can, too. There's a mod that adds in canned Nuka-Cola, but I do not have it installed. I don't have any adhesive, unfortunately, so there's not a ton I can do. Very, very limited in what I can do. The paints don't work because it's modded. But I do like to name the weapons that I intend to keep. So that's one of them. 10 mil is always a good weapon to have in your arsenal, because it's just a very powerful weapon here in Fallout 4. Snubnose 38 is not... It's obviously a modified 44. And it's designed to replace some of the pipe weapons, as per the way the mod is implemented. And I just don't... I don't even have the shit to upgrade it for most of this anyway. Can't upgrade that. I could do the standard grip, but the makeshift grip is apparently fucking better. Which is mind-boggling to me, because there's no way in hell that this is harder to use than this. But okay. Actually, medium quick eject mag is probably what I'd go with. Out of the options there. That's not a bad optic system, and well, makeshift suppressor's not amazing, but I think the optic will still see over it anyway. I don't have adhesive, so it doesn't get to have a stock. Well, okay. Well, we can still at least rename it to the 32. Just so I remember which one it is. We'll go ahead and favorite some of these weapons. I like to put the SMGs and close quarters weapons on the left. I like to put the pistols on the right. I like to put the rifles on the top. Yes, I'm OCD. How can you tell? I also like to put all of the food items, not health items, but just the food items, drugs do not count, into my workshop, outside of like purified water, which I really count as more of a health item anyway, because I have no need for them, realistically. It's not hard enough to get medical items that I really need to worry about it. So I can just stick to using actual medical items for medical needs. And I can store all of those for settlers if any were to come, which they most likely will. I can also store all of the clothing items I know I'm not going to use. I don't know which one of those two I'm going to use yet. I'm not using a fucking fedora. I do like the Riley's Rangers, but I also like the NCR. Let's just do a brown bag, and I don't have enough for any gear add-ons. So we'll throw that on there. I think we're gonna rock the Sunset Sarsaparilla t-shirt for now, because I like the charisma boost more than the agility, and I like having physical damage resistance over energy. We're gonna keep the second ring on us because that's just there to sell. God, I look like I'm ready for fucking school, dude. What a fucking goober. I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I know we didn't really get a lot done, but it's okay. I'll probably just hop right into recording another episode and have it scheduled to upload at a later date. Because you can do that. I learned that. I should have learned that sooner. You can tell this is not my job and I'm not good at this. But hey, we're still here. And you're still watching. And I still appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and call it here. I'll probably go ahead and get through Cosworth's conversation next episode just to knock it out. And then we'll head into Concord, I think. But for now, it's going to be all. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please give me any feedback or suggestions or comments or anything that you have. Please feel free to let me know down below. Yeah, that's probably going to be about it. Adios.